From the outside, it must look absolutely crazy, right?
No, it's definitely interesting.
eSports, or competitive online multiplayer video games, have become big business. The owners of one of the dominant competitions turned over $1 billion last year alone, and part of that is driven by spectators, not just players.
What we're talking about is professional, competitive video gaming. Players who play 10 or 12 hours a day to become the best of the world. Over 50,000 people are going to come and watch them here this weekend at the Spodek Arena, and there's a predicted audience who are going to watch online of over 20 million people.
And I'm laughing because I can't think of anything less interesting, but I'm totally in the minority. First of all, explain how you can make a profession out of this. How do they actually get paid?
So, okay, obviously there are different prize pots for different games and they vary in size. So next weekend is the Call of Duty World Championships. The prize pot for that is $1 million. So the top team will take away 400,000.
Maybe I could get interested.
That's more interesting. Now you're interested, right? So there's a lot of money to be had there.
Have you guys seen eSports and the E-League? I don't know if that's sports, but it's great asking if you've seen it.
I have not seen it, Ernest.
I have seen it. More than 12 million people attended live eSports events in the US and Western Europe in 2014.
With hundreds of millions of hardcore gamers and thousands of global tournaments each year, computer games are well on their way to becoming the world's biggest sports. And at the center of everything is a whole new breed of celebrity, the eSports superstar.
But he's no ordinary sportsman. Big Daddy is one of a new breed, a professional computer gamer.
Just like sports athletes, these guys all strive to be the best.
Describe the game for me, since I have never played it.
Well, League of Legends is 5 people versus 5 people, 2 teams. Each person has a base, and whichever team destroys the base first wins.
Each teammate plays as one hero, chosen from a roster of over 100.
You can get it. It's free for you if you want it.
All have unique abilities, so the right mix is crucial if they're to achieve their goal of destroying the enemy team's base.
I'm looking free, I'm looking free, I'm looking free.
Quick thinking, lightning reaction times, and teamwork are the keys to victory.
Man, where is my team? Holy fucking shit!
Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO for short, is a first-person shooter played between 2 teams of 5 players. One of them start as the terrorists and the others are the counter-terrorists. The terrorist job is to plant a bomb and the counter-terrorist job is to stop them over a lot of very short, really exciting rounds. And after 15 of them, the teams swap sides. It's a really exciting game full of strategy and super fast reactions, but most of all, teamwork is what will win you the game.
Tournaments can have million-dollar prize pools. With sponsors like Samsung and telcos, their teams are run like football franchises, with managers, agents and training camps.
Professional sports.
Do you think video games are a sport? I was about to ask that.
Yeah, I mean, you know where I stand. A lot of people know I stand where with the athletes as professional athletes, and I'll debate that with anybody, or I'll have that conversation with anybody. Having been a professional athlete myself, getting to know them and watching what they do and how they train, and it's all consuming.
Nice. So who's the Jordan of League of Legends?
Well, I'd like to think he's on Echo Fox.
Okay.
Froggen, that's my guy.
All right.
So I'm not going to promote anybody but him.
I had zero knowledge of the fact that this exists.
You didn't know there were cyber athletes?
My hand to God, I didn't know there were but my issue is it's still not a sport.
Well, again,
it's a game. You follow me what I'm saying here, Bernie?
I do. Do you have any statistics on how many of those people also go to Star Trek conventions?
I would guess there's actually a fair amount of overlap, actually. That's it.
It is not a
They're
sport.
too young for Star Trek. There's
Is that a
strategy
sport?
involved. You have to physically be able to do it. They're competing. Listen, is it a sport or not? I believe it's a sport. They get sports visas to enter the country.
That's not a sport.
That's not a sport.
That's not a sport.
It's not a real
I want to
sport.
talk about the 20 million people who are watching the damn thing.
And the money
they
that
gotta
they're
be
making.
crazier than
They're
the ones
paying big money to watch it.
It's,
Really?
Yeah.
But 8 hours a day, that can't be good for you.
Well, I
Staring
think-
at a screen.
Well, to be honest with you, like in my job, I stare at a screen for pretty much 8 hours a day.
I hope you have
But
breaks.
a computer, we all are pretty sedentary as it goes. I mean, the way you need to think of it is, personally, I can't watch football. I find it incredibly boring. It's a bit green thing, people running up and down. I find it utterly tedious. Actually, watching, you know, competitive esports, you have your favourite team, you watch them just like you'd watch a football match. And actually, let's be honest, it's going to be a lot more visually interesting than a football match. There's a lot more fun things going on.
That was one of the line in the piece that we played there, that it's following in the footsteps of football. But can it truly be a spectator sport?
It already is. 71 million watched it last year. They reckon it's going to, by 2017, it'll be 145 million people watching it. I have this argument all the time. People are like, oh, no one wants to watch anyone play video games. That's so boring. League of Legends, I think there was about 18,000 people in the stadium live, and then 32 million watched the final.
Wow.
This is what kids are doing. This is what people want to see.
And in South Korea, e-gaming is virtually a national sport. They do watch it there.
They have a dedicated TV channel for it. The people who play the games are bigger than, you know, like YouTube. They're bigger than One Direction. They are screamed at. They have girls come after them. It's huge. It's absolutely
like being a rock star.
Yeah, it's basically unstoppable. I mean, you might question it now, but unfortunately, in 10 years' time, we're all going to be watching it in one way or another. I know you don't think so.
But it isn't the beefy football players or the giant basketball players that have gotten the most attention at Robert Morris this season. No, that distinction would be for the new, not-so-big men on campus. America's first ever college scholarship team for, brace yourselves, video games.
We were able to recruit some very, very good players. Some of our top players are rated in the 0.02% of all players in North America.
Yes, athletic scholarships for video gamers. It's just the latest signal that so-called esports have arrived.
Players are now even eligible for US P1 visas, normally reserved for touring athletes.
What is a P1A visa?
A P1A visa is a visa that's given for athletes, which means that you are an exceptional athlete from another country coming into the United States, and you have to prove that your athletic capabilities are good enough to guarantee you living inside the United States.
How important was it that you were able to get a P1A visa?
It was absolutely huge. Without it, I would not be here.
They're actually giving college scholarships for video gaming.
You're kidding.
And it's even gone to the point that now the government has acknowledged professional video gamers as athletes.
Why? And
how
would that be?
They've been given.
I mean, I'm not
Now when we talk about so look, first and foremost, I care about my son and his passion, and he has felt. I'm not here to debate the level at which they fit and slot in between basketball players. They are digital athletes. They're professional digital athletes.
Like thumb wrestlers.
Well, no, look, when you think I think about what it took for me to become a professional athlete. It took a lot of concentration, a lot of dedication, practice, preparation, stamina. And the more I watched my son pursue this career, and the more I watched him introduce me to the world as it is, which is professional gaming. They're sponsored. They have careers. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I respect that professional athletes such as yourself who work so hard physically is okay with that.
Are they thinking of it as an intellectual athletic?
You have to be intellectual to be a professional athlete. You have to be sharp intellectually.
Gaming is an intellectual
athlete.
Because what separates them?
They are considered professional athletes.
Do you think that people don't respect how difficult it is to play competitive video games? Because
yeah, definitely. I mean,
it's fucking really difficult. Like the level of competence or the level of skill. Like if you can watch a lot of games online, and that's like a big part of all this now, which is really fascinating. Is how many people watch live games, or even with Quake, the big thing was watching demos.
I love Quake.
Yeah, it's always been fascinating to me how certain games get taken seriously. Like certain games garner respect, like chess. If you were a really good chess player, like, oh, he's a sophisticated gentleman.
Crazy Danish.
He's a chess player.
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? I play chess. Whoa, interesting. What do you do for a living? Oh, I play video games. Oh, you fucking dork.
The surprising power behind esports isn't the huge numbers of people who play them. It's the huge numbers of people who watch people playing games. Up to 40% of people who watch don't actually play themselves, preferring to clock up something like 16 billion minutes watching others play on platforms such as Twitch.
In the 6 years since it was created, League of Legends was able to fill a stadium with 40,000 people, but there were 27 million more tuning in live from home. That's more than the audience of that same year's NBA Finals. Before it took over the world's stadiums, esports was already connecting hundreds of millions of people across the globe.
But it is about community, and it does bring people together. You know, in the same way you watch a football match, you can hear the crowd, everyone's cheering the team on, you make friends, these are people you talk to, you play with online. It's all about community. It's being part of something that you're incredibly passionate about.